Hello, everyone. Ladislas Maurice from the wanderinginvestor.com. So today we shall be discussing new Airbnb restrictions and bans in some areas of Budapest, together with Benedict, that has been helping foreigners invest in the Budapest real estate market for a number of years. Benedict, how are you?
I'm fine. Hi, Ladislas. Hi, everyone. Nice to talk to you again.
So apparently there has been a referendum in the 6th district against Airbnb. Can you elaborate, Benedict?
Yes, so the referendum was announced in the beginning of August, and it took place in the first 2 weeks of September, where the municipality and the mayor of the 6th district held a referendum about completely banning Airbnb rentals in the district. So this is only for the 6th district, not for the whole of Budapest. And the referendum closed, and we got the results yesterday. So surprisingly, not a huge majority of people voted for banning the Airbnb, only 54%. But still, this is a majority, so the 6th district will proceed with banning the Airbnb rentals altogether. So technically speaking, this will mean that legally they are not exactly allowed to ban Airbnb rental as such, but they have the tool to limit the rentable days. So as a technicality, they will be limiting the rentable days to zero from starting from 2026, 1st of January. So there is still almost 1.5 years left from the short-term rental opportunity in the 6th district, but I doubt that anyone should be redeeming new licenses for this a bit more than 1 year that's left. So this obviously means that right now there is approximately 2,300 Airbnb rentals in the district. So these units will either get on the market for sale or be turned into a long-term rental in this time frame, uh, which we are expecting that this will mean a decrease in the prices of these properties. I suspect that many investors will already want to exit their investment in this area. Um,
Do you
so of
think that
course
many
this
people are
this
going to
will.
want to exit? Because the reality is most investors buying in Budapest in the 6th district are foreign, and typically they come with cash rather than mortgages. Because I mean, as a foreigner, you can't get a mortgage locally, and only a
Yeah.
small percentage of foreigners get mortgages in their own country for, purchase in Budapest. And even locals who bought in the 6th district, often because it was a bit more expensive, because it was just an investment, um, typically, from what I observed, it was more cash buyers. So do you think people really sell? A lot of people will sell the apartments?
Big value transactions are typically made by foreigners, but there are also a lot of local purchases from the smaller retail investors in Hungary. So of course we cannot be sure about this, but there is an opportunity that some owners will want to sell their property and exit their investment.
Yeah. Do you see this trend spreading to other districts or other parts of Hungary?
This was a local referendum, but we are seeing a very sort of anti-sentiment against Airbnb nowadays. So there are rumors in the industry that there will be a countrywide regulation as well soon, which we cannot be sure about what will exactly entail. But for now, what I am seeing is that short-term rental is not on the rise, but on the contrary, it will get more regulations.
Yeah, it's a shame because the market in Hungary was starting to pick up since a few months ago. Transactions, the volume of transactions was increasing, prices were going up a bit, the interest rates were decreasing. This was a good catalyst. So I think this will definitely have a cooling effect on the real estate market right now in Budapest. Are prices going to lead to drops? I don't know. Probably a little bit, but nothing too substantial because the other catalysts were quite good. But overall, the reality is Budapest offers amazing value for money in terms of real estate compared to other European capitals. It's half the price of Prague per square meter. It's cheaper than Bratislava even. So long term, I still think it's a very good investment. if people are reasonable in terms of their yield expectations. I think that the hit will mostly be on the rental market. Look, I've been involved in markets where I had Airbnbs and then restrictions came in Turkey and I had to stop Airbnb. And then what happened is everyone dumped their Airbnbs at the same time on the market. It takes a bit of time for the market to suddenly absorb hundreds of furnished apartments. So, rents decreased for a few months and then they were back to what they were because, at the end of the day, there's always going to be people that will want to rent in downtown in beautiful buildings in Budapest. People will just move from outer districts and move back inside, back into town, and then that's it. And then over time, the market just regulates itself. What would be your recommended approach for people right now, Benedek, who would want to enter the real estate market in Budapest?
Well, it really depends on what their objective is. But for now, things are very uncertain about the Airbnb industry. So for those who want to enter the short-term rental market, I would definitely advise to hold off on a bit. But if someone is interested in long-term rental market or just capital preservation as deep value investments in a central part of a European big capital city, then I would say this shouldn't hinder their plans, as like you said, this will cool off the market, which started to pick up actually in the beginning of this year. So it was trending upwards. So with the catalysts that you mentioned, this might be a good option to buy in at a relatively good price level, and then just increase the property's value over time.
Yeah, I think, to your point, some people are going to be selling and some people are going to make panic moves. They're going to be like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. They don't quite realize that, actually there's a very healthy market for long-term rentals in Budapest. And the local market as well for rentals is increasing because people are decreasingly homeowners. We're talking of a former communist country where, in the 90s, pretty much everyone owned their property, and that's decreasing. So there's more and more local renters, which is a relatively new phenomenon in Budapest. So I think there will be a few people that will panic sell. And that's where, you come in, Benedek, and you help people, you help investors just sit on the sidelines and try to identify those special situations and go for the kill. I mean, that's what I would do right now.
Yeah, in this scenario, we just have to wait out and pounce on any opportunities very, very quickly if it arises.
So I wrote a whole article on the real estate market in Budapest, the pros, the cons, the neighborhoods to look into, the neighborhoods to avoid, as well as some case studies. There's a link below. And if you're looking to invest in real estate in Budapest, feel free to get in touch with Benedek. He's a real estate buyer's agent, and then he can also help you with renovations from A to Z. There is a link below. Benedek, thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Make sure to download my free ebook, 12 Mistakes to Avoid When Investing in International Real Estate, which you can find on my website, link below. And feel free to follow me on Instagram @TheWandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.